Attitude nominal. SKD check confirmed. SKD on confirmed.
And getting confirmation, the deorbit burn has begun. Again, this is planned to last 4 minutes and 39 seconds in duration, but the deorbit burn has begun.
15 seconds into SKD operation. 4 minutes, 30 seconds, 125 Delta V. 0.48, main engine cutoff command executed. КСДБО open. Confirmed. And
confirmation the deorbit burn has ended. The engine has been cut out.
98 is the
standing by for separation.
And getting a report from the visiting vehicle officer, the modules have separated based off the telemetry that they're seeing. So again, the orbital and service module separating from that descent module for them to ultimately burn up and allow the descent module to do its controlled reentry through the Earth's atmosphere, followed shortly thereafter by the deployment of the parachutes. First, the drogue chute, which will do its initial slowing of the vehicle, and once they get a little bit lower, the main parachute will deploy, ultimately slowing the vehicle down to just about 7.2 meters per second, and allowing some heat to dissipate from the heat shield, and then the soft landing engines firing just a little under a meter off the ground, and then the vehicle touching down.
Heat shield at 34, about 3 minutes.
And we're already getting some video, and as we can see, the Soyuz spacecraft under parachutes already. That large off-gassing you can see is actually spare fuel for the reaction control thrusters being vented prior to landing. But already getting a great view from ground teams there at the landing zone. Again, that off-gassing you're seeing is hydrogen peroxide used to fuel the reaction control thrusters on the Soyuz spacecraft being expelled prior to the actual touchdown. The spacecraft already under parachute, beginning its descent to ground at Kazakhstan.
Да, пожалуйста. Я попробую. Ага. I'll try to warn you if we hit the seats, buddy. Рики, молодец, спасибо. Рики, а у тебя моя палка, мой стик здесь? Спасибо. Пожалуйста. Так, принимаем, добрый день. У нас АУС.
Continuing to get this spectacular view in that spacecraft, 3 crew members, Feustel, Ricky Arnold, and Oleg Artemyev, slowly descending to the ground there in Kazakhstan. Under the parachutes, everything going nominally or normally throughout all of the Soyuz descent activities today. It looks like the last of the hydrogen peroxide being vented out that used to power those reaction control thrusters. It's going to continue to descend under this parachute all the way down, eventually slowing to about 7.2 meters per second. Once it's just about a meter above the ground, which we may or may not see depending on where the ground camera is located, Some soft landing engines will fire. It's 6 engines to slow the Soyuz's descent rate to a final 1.5 meters per second. Those will fire just off the ground about 2 seconds prior to landing. Again, landing was targeted for 6:45 a.m. Central Time. We'll see if we get an actual time. Oh, and there we see the heat shield being expelled from the vehicle as planned. And we are just about 1 minute away from planned landing. You saw a helicopter pass by just in the background. They're circling around, waiting for the capsule to touch down. Again, it's going to continue to travel under this parachute until it's about 1 meter off the ground. And then you might see some dust kicked up. That's the soft landing engines firing just to do the final slowing of the spacecraft before it touches down on the ground there in Kazakhstan. That's supposed to come at 6:45 a.m. Central Time. So we'll continue to follow along. We should be seeing a landing any moment now. And touchdown. Landing coming at 6:44 a.m. Central Time, 7:44 a.m. Eastern Time. Ricky Arnold, Drew Feustel, and Oleg Artemyev back on planet Earth.
So one by one, the crew members will be extracted here momentarily. We expect the Soyuz commander, Oleg Artemyev, in the center seat of this descent module to be brought out first, followed by Drew Feustel and Ricky Arnold, who are flanking him as they were for launch 197 days ago. They will be brought into the medical tent for early medical evaluations before they are placed in individual helicopters to be flown 2 hours to the northeast of here to the town of Karaganda, where we began to stage landing operations very early this morning. Artemyev is now out. He's being helped by search and recovery personnel. He'll be placed in the center seat that you'll be seeing hopefully here in a minute. And then we'll get the 2 American astronauts, Drew Feustel, the Expedition 56 commander, and Ricky Arnold, his flight engineer, out of the Soyuz. Ricky Arnold completing a year of education on station with just a spectacular, breathtaking touchdown.
And Rob, we actually are getting video now, but thanks for that description so far. We can see Artemyev in the seat. It's looking pretty nice out there. How's
the second of the crew members now being extracted? We'll see who that is here in a moment. And this should be, I believe, should be Drew Feustel. Yes, indeed, Drew Feustel, out of the Soyuz MS-08, being brought to his chair, and Ricky Arnold will follow in short order here.
All right, and Drew out. Drew, again, the commander of Expedition 56, just wrapping up his 3rd flight, veteran previously of 2 space shuttle missions.
Welcome back.
All right, and again, 2 of the crew members out. Looks like Oleg's been handed quite a bit of fruit, actually. I think I see a cantaloupe and a few other items. Again, he's in the center there, the Soyuz commander throughout. And Rob, I don't know if you were able to watch it at this point or if you were in the air, but he actually piloted the fly-around of the International Space Station manually, executing a pretty stunning maneuver that we were able to see, and enabling Drew Feustel, the outgoing Expedition 56 commander, to gather some photos for the upcoming 20th anniversary, which I know everybody very excited to mark that occasion coming up in November.
Second question to the crew members.
And Ricky just now coming into view for all of our viewers. We can see him getting lowered down in the chair. The 3rd and final crew member out of that Soyuz spacecraft. A big smile already coming from Ricky, again, who just wrapped up his second space flight, having previously flown on shuttle mission STS-119.